Good afternoon again. My heart both swells and breaks to be here with all of you to celebrate and honor the lives of Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., and Deshaun Perry, as well as to recognize the amazing resilience of Marley Morgan and Mike Hollins. My first real encounter with grief and loss was when my father died in 1997. I was 30, he was 66. One of the things I remember the most was his wake, where dozens of people came up to me trying to offer words of consolation. I appreciated all of the efforts, but it became clear to me that some were comfortable with grief and had experienced it, while others had difficulty confronting the sheer sadness of loss. The people I remember most were the ones in the first group, who simply said, looking me in the eye, "I'm sorry." I remain grateful to this day for their simple acknowledgement of the suffocating sorrow I felt to have lost my dad, and I've promised myself to pass along that basic sympathy whenever I could. So to all the family and friends of Devin, Lavelle, and Deshaun, let me say simply, I am so very sorry. I did not have the good fortune to know Devin, Lavelle, and Deshaun personally, but trust me, I admired them from afar. I grew up playing a lot of sports, including football, which I played from the time I was 7 all the way through my senior year of high school. I was okay at sports, not great, but I was obsessed with sports nonetheless. As a kid, I thought about sports more than school, and I thought of myself as more of an athlete than an academic. It's what I wanted to be. It's who I wanted to be. And I have carried a part of that with me to this day. So when I saw players like Devin, Lavelle, and Deshaun, I saw who I wanted to be when I was growing up. Powerful, fast, talented, courageous, and graceful all at once. Dazzling. But they were much more than just football players, as you've already heard and will hear more about. They were kind. They were funny. They were full of energy. They were serious students. They were sons and grandsons and brothers. They were hard workers. Devin could make friends with anyone. Lavelle was a leader of the groundskeepers at UVA, working to bring light to our past and to shine a path forward. And Deshaun was not just a student athlete, but also an artist and a musician. They were strong young men, but they were also good kids. I say all this because while I can never know someone else's pain, I appreciate and grieve the depth of this loss, the holes that it leaves in so many hearts, the hearts of their families, the hearts of their friends, the hearts of their teammates and coaches, who are both friends and family all at once. I mourn the games that will never be played and the moments of joy on and off the field that will never be felt. I grieve for them for that. I grieve for their families. I grieve for their teammates and friends. I grieve for their coaches. I grieve as well for this community. This was no typical loss, if there ever is such a thing. It was a shocking event that reverberated around grounds and around the world, especially among our Black students, faculty, staff, and alumni. It pierced the peace and innocence that graced our grounds last Sunday night. It changed our world. We need to acknowledge all of that and pause for just a moment. And despite all of this, life beckons nonetheless. We can and will move forward as a community, provided we move forward together. We can and will do this not to dishonor the lives lost, but on the contrary, to honor them. Two of my favorite lines of poetry are from Splendor in the Grass by William Wordsworth. Though nothing can bring back the hour of splendor in the grass, of glory in the flower, we will grieve not, but rather find strength in what remains behind. I'm not a poet, but if it were me, I would have said instead that we will grieve and find strength in what remains behind. Because in my mind, it's possible to both grieve and eventually to find strength in what remains behind. We will find strength again together. We will do this to honor Devin, Lavelle, and Deshaun. We will find strength in the students on the bus who came to the aid of their friends and classmates. We will find strength in the first responders. We will find strength in the students who organized a silent vigil to bring the community together. We will find strength in the faculty who opened their homes to students and who reached out to students to see how they were doing. We will find strength in the staff members who ran toward the students who were struggling. We will find strength in the football team who decided the game mattered less than celebrating the lives of their teammates. We will find strength in the resilience and bravery of Marley and Mike. We will find strength in our alumni, friends, and colleagues across the country who offered to help in any way they could. We will find strength in the memory of those whose lives were lost and in their embrace of life itself. We will find strength in our faiths and beliefs, whatever they may be, and in knowing that Devin, Lavelle, and Deshawn were deeply loved by their families and friends. And we will find strength in the singular community that is the University of Virginia. And with this strength, we will, I hope, when we are ready, greet the morning and embrace the urgency of the life we have left to us, an urgency captured in a poem by Robert Francis called Summons. I first heard this poem more than 20 years ago at the indescribably sad occasion of a memorial service for the very young child of a friend of mine. I've thought of it ever since. It goes like this. Keep me from going to sleep too soon, or if I go to sleep too soon, come wake me up. Come any hour of night. Come whistling up the road, stomp on the porch, bang on the door, make me get out of bed and come and let you in and light a light. Tell me the northern lights are on and make me look. Or tell me clouds are doing something to the moon that they never did before and show me. See that I see. Talk to me till I'm half as wide awake as you and start to dress, wondering why I ever went to bed at all. The next line, as written, is, tell me the walking is superb. But when I heard it spoken, the reader said, tell me the waking is superb. I've always thought that a better ending. So see that I see. Talk to me till I'm half as wide awake as you and start to dress, wondering why I ever went to bed at all. Tell me the waking is superb. The waking is superb because, as the psalm says, joy comes in the morning, at least eventually. I hope you can remember that in the days ahead, knowing that this is how these vibrant, beautiful young men lived their lives. They knew the waking was superb. I have to believe they would want you to feel that way as well. They would want you, when you are ready, to dance and love and sing once again. And to do so not because you've forgotten them. Devin, Lavelle, and Deshawn will never be forgotten. Dance and sing and love again when you are ready because you remember them and the light that they shared with all of us. Thank you.